Hey guys, welcome to part 4. In this part I'm going to be doing my eyeshadow palettes. Now, oh gosh, I probably have about 50 eyeshadow palettes, so I'm not 100% sure that we'll get through all of them today in this video. I might have to do a part 5, but we'll see how we go. So I have, how many? I've got 5 different places where I store my eyeshadow palettes. So I have 1, 2, and then 3 little like storage containers there. Then I have another 2 on my desk, and then I've got a set of drawers which have some eyeshadow palettes in them too. So yeah, anyway, we'll see how we go. But yeah, first up here I have most of my Colourpop palettes. So I'll start by doing these ones. Okay, first I have the Colourpop Here Comes the Sun palette. This was like one of the build your own palettes. This one's absolutely stunning. I love it so much. I think it's such a beautiful palette. I don't know if they have it on there anymore. I know that it was always sold out when it was on there. But yeah, it's such a beautiful palette, and yeah, I absolutely love it. This is another favourite from Colourpop. This is the Wild Nothing palette. I just think this palette is gorgeous. I don't know, I just think it's absolutely stunning. I loved the whole vibe of this collection, and this palette is just so beautiful. We have the California Love palette. This is just like a nice neutral one. It's really beautiful, and yeah, I love it. I think it's stunning. We have Bye Bye Birdie. I'm gonna say this for all of them because they're all so pretty. Colourpop really know how to do a palette and know how to do a colour story, but this one's stunning as well. This is, yeah, Bye Bye Birdie, and it's obviously like a lot more like purple tones. It's very pretty. And this is probably one of my favourite palettes from Colourpop. I cannot remember the name. It's another build your own palette, but this is one of the glitter palettes. Now these technically are not eye safe, but I use them on my eye. And they're absolutely stunning, guys. I love them so much. There's so many beautiful glitters in here. And yeah, I love the Colourpop glitter formula, even though yeah, it's not technically eye safe, but I'm very careful with it. And yeah, I just think they're absolutely stunning. I love them so much. So that's the first like back row. Okay, the next row are like all the 9 pans that I have. And this isn't even all of them because I have quite a few Colourpop palettes that are still waiting to be like tested out. So we have Aura and Out. This palette's absolutely stunning. You guys know that I'm a sucker for a green palette, and this one is no exception. It's just so beautiful, and yeah, just love it. We have the Orange You Glad, and I think this was like the first 9-pan palette that I got from Colourpop, and I love it. So stunning. I just really like, I could never get sick of Colourpop eyeshadow palettes. I just think they're stunning. I love them so much. So yeah, that's that one. We have the Miss Bliss eyeshadow palette. This one's beautiful. Such a beautiful palette. It's like got some nice like peaches and pinks and oranges. Really pretty. We have Blush Crush. Some of these look like they've never been touched. I think I've used all of these. Probably used some of them only once, but yeah, I love it. This is such a pretty neutral. We have the Nude Mood, which is obviously just, yeah, a very nude neutral palette, but it's stunning. Have the Going Coconuts palette. This one was a huge success as well. I feel like literally most of Colourpop's collections are such big successes. I feel like heaps of them sell out. But yeah, I really loved this one, and I think a lot of people did too. But yeah, beautiful palette. And then the last 9-pan that I have is Making Mauves, which is like obviously a much more mauvey nude palette. And then the last couple I have are just down here. So we have the Candy Castle palette. I absolutely love this one. The colour story isn't honestly my favourite, but the whole vibe of this Candyland collection, or like Colourpop Land collection, was just, I just loved it. It was so cute, guys. I absolutely loved the packaging, the vibe of the whole thing. Just such a beautiful collection. But yeah, this palette is super cute. It's just not very I guess it's not super like wearable and practical, but honestly, like, it's a Colourpop like Candyland collection. Like, I feel like they did a really good job for what it was, and you know, I feel like it was more for the makeup collectors, someone like me. I mean, you can still wear it, but yeah. And then these are my these two are some of the 5-pan palettes from Colourpop. The top one is Melt For You and the bottom one is 143, and these were the most recent ones that I reviewed in the Colourpop Valentine's collection. So yeah, that's my Colourpop palettes that are there. Alright, coming down, I have most of my Morphe palettes on this side, so we'll get into those. There's quite a few, so I guess I'll just pull them out. Okay, so this is the 35i Icy Fantasy palette from Morphe. That's how it looks there. It's absolutely stunning. It's like a obviously very pastel palette, but it's so beautiful. I love this one so much. It's so gorgeous. And this one, they've re-released it now like in the normal Morphe packaging, but this one was a holiday collection, I'm pretty sure. This is the 39L Hit the Lights. This one is so beautiful. This was another holiday palette, and it was really cool. Like each section was like a little collab with a different creator, which I thought was such a good idea. And yeah, I love how there's like 4 different color stories in one. Sorry, my arm's hurting holding it. Yeah, I love how there's like 4 different color stories in one. I think that's it's like such a good idea. And yeah, I do really like this palette. This is a cult fave and probably, I feel like, you know, one of Morphe's best sellers for sure. The Morphe X James palette. I really do like this palette. I think it has absolutely everything that you could ever want in a palette, which is really good. And I use this a lot for Halloween looks. So next we have the 24A Artist Pass palette. This was a collab with Sweetie, or however you say her name. I think this palette is beautiful. I love it so much. It was such a gorgeous palette. It looks like I haven't used it. I'm actually confused. Did I end up using this? I would have had to have. It looks brand new, guys. I'm so confused, but yeah, I'm like 90% sure that I did use it. But yeah, I love this palette. I think it's so beautiful. Unfortunately, it was limited edition. I'm not sure if you could still get it or not. But I did really like this palette. It's so beautiful, and yeah, I think it's just such a cool concept. I love it. This is the Jaclyn Hill X Morphe palette. This is the original. I love this. It's so beautiful. It's so funny because this was like the vibe. Like this was... Everyone and their dog had this palette back in the day, which I think is so funny because I feel like we wouldn't go crazy for a palette like this these days because it's just so neutral. Which is so funny because this is such like... When did this come out? I feel like it would have come out around 2016. I can't see any dates on the back, but I feel like it would have been around 2016, and that's just so funny because this like is literally 2016 in a palette. But it's still a gorgeous palette nonetheless. The shimmers are great, and yeah, it's obviously a lot of nice neutral colours. And I mean, and there is like the pops of colour down the bottom, but yeah, it's just funny to me that, yeah, I don't know. And this one is much more up my alley. This is the Jaclyn Hill Volume 2, which I just think is absolutely stunning. I love all of these shades. This one is so much more appealing to me because obviously, you know, it's a lot brighter and has like a lot more fun colours in it. Absolutely beautiful palette. Next we have the 3503. I love this palette. It's so beautiful. The greens, the orange and the pinks, they just all get me so much, and I just love them so much. Yeah, I just think it's such a beautiful palette, and yeah, looking at it makes me very happy. Very like, it's very satisfying to me. This is the 35XO palette, and I'm pretty sure this one was last year's holiday collection, I think. Or was this like Valentine's Day? I don't know. Anyway, this is how it looks. It's absolutely stunning. Such a beautiful, like, beautiful palette. Like, it looks so romantic and so nice, and just, yeah, absolutely love it. I think it's such a nice palette. The worst thing about Morphe palettes is there is so many shades that I feel like you never get to like fully appreciate all of them, which is a bummer, but I mean, it is what it is. So yeah, those are those ones done. Okay, and then I've got a couple smaller Morphe palettes. So this is the 9A Always Golden. This was the most like unnecessary purchase, because as if I don't have these colours, but I still looked at this and thought, yeah, I need that in my collection. Obviously it's very neutral. It's such a beautiful palette, don't get me wrong, but as if I didn't have these colours. Why did I feel the need to buy this? But anyway, it's such a cute palette, and if you're someone that's not like me and you need something nice and neutral on the go, that's a really nice one. This is the 18B Make and Bank. I'm sure you guys can figure out why I bought this one. I feel like I love any palette that has a little bit of green in it. Although, when I look at this palette, there's like 2 green shades. Okay, there's more like 4, but you know what I mean. Either way, it's still a beautiful palette, and I do really like this one. And then I actually love this one a lot. This is the 18S Sunset Beats palette. It's so beautiful. I think it's a really, really nice palette. Kind of looks, it really reminds me of like summer nights. It's just really pretty. And I feel like they're really not doing justice to themselves on camera, but yeah. So that is that side done. And now moving on to this side over here. I'll do the same, I'll go from the back. Okay, I have another Morphe palette. This is the 35C Everyday Chic. I really like this palette. I don't know why, there was something about it that really appealed to me and I thought it was beautiful. And yeah, I do really like it. I think it's a very nice palette. It's quite unique, I feel like. I feel like the jewel tones and stuff, like, I don't know. I really like it anyway. I think it's beautiful. Next we have the Morphe, this was the, sorry, not Morphe, the Chi Chi Pride palette. I really love this palette. It's another one that comes in handy for Halloween, and I actually love the quality. I think it's like such good quality and super affordable too. I think this is like $50, $49 maybe. $49 for 50 shades, I'm pretty sure. Oh no, I think it was $49 for 42 shades, so that's like, you know, a little bit more than $1 a shade, but I think that is very reasonable pricing, and the formula of these is actually really, really good. I did a video way back in the day comparing this to the Jawbreaker palette for Jeffree Star Cosmetics, and I'm pretty sure they competed quite closely, and obviously Jeffree Star Cosmetics price point is a lot higher than Chi Chi. But yeah, I do really like this palette. It's really nice and I feel like it doesn't get a lot of use throughout the year, but come Halloween time she gets a workout. This is the Glamlight Paint palette and I love this one. It's so nice. Such a cool palette, like just the whole design of it. I feel like Glamlight is just like a really cool brand. I do really like them. And yeah, this palette is just beautiful. From memory, why didn't I like this? Did it perform alright? I think it did. I think I just did a really ugly eye look with it, and so like now I have bad thoughts towards the palette, but it wasn't the palette's fault, it's just the way I chose to use it. But yeah, this palette is beautiful. It has so many nice shades, some really nice shimmers, and yeah, I definitely need to use this one more. It's another one, you know, when Halloween time comes around, I'm sure I will whip this bad boy out. I have the Carnival XL Pro palette from Be Perfect. Absolutely love this palette. It's so stunning. I'm sure you guys have seen it before. But yeah, it's such a beautiful palette. It's another one. It has pretty much every shade you could ever need, and the formula is really, really nice. I love it so much. And if that didn't have, you know, enough shades to satisfy you, then we have the Tahiti, the Love Tahiti. I love this, guys. It's such a gorgeous palette. This one's probably my favorite. I don't know why. I think it's like the greens and the pinks. They just really appeal to me. Yeah, I love this palette so much. Once again, such a good formula. And, you know, these are, you know, all these kind of palettes are my ones that get a huge workout when I am doing those more creative looks. But yeah, I just love this palette. It's so beautiful. These, like this row here, it really does something for me. I feel like that would just make the most beautiful, deep, like gorgeous, like eye look. Like I really want to get these on my eyes right now. Yeah, I love this palette. It's gorgeous. I have another Morphe palette here. This is the 35M Boss Mood palette. This is another one that I really liked because of the greens. It's a really pretty palette. It gives me very, yeah, like boss bitch vibes, you know. I don't know why, it's just, yeah. I love it. I think it's a beautiful palette, and yeah, just another great one. Okay, on to the last couple palettes here. I have another one from Be Perfect. This is the Be Perfect X Jar palette, the Clientele one. This one's really pretty. It's obviously a lot more neutral. It really is a makeup artist palette. It has like all those beautiful like neutrals and, you know, your classic kind of like glam shades, I feel like. But it's a really, really pretty palette, and I do really like this one. It's very nice. We have the Morphe X Medicine Beer palette, and I really liked this one. Looking at it now, actually, it's a bit underwhelming. I really liked it when it came out. I thought it was gorgeous, and like it is a gorgeous palette, but once again, it's just like such a neutral kind of palette. But yeah, it is stunning, don't get me wrong. It's a very beautiful palette. It's just, I think it's the fact that we just looked at like the Love Tahiti palette and all the colourful ones, and now we're looking at something like this. It just looks a bit bland, but I actually do really like this palette, and I did really enjoy that. And then last but not least, we have the EXO Beauty Heaps of Sweets palette. This is Shane EXO's brand. I think she does really good quality products, and this one here is no exception. It's such a pretty palette. Obviously it's quite neutral as well. I mean, it's got a couple of like those oranges and purples. Yeah, a really pretty palette. I do really like that one. I really want to get her Flora and Fauna, is it called? The her newest palette, whatever one that was, because I think that's a stunning. Oh wait, no, her newest one, she's actually brought out another one, hasn't she? She's got her wedding palette as well, so I'm like way back. I need to get like a couple to catch up with her. But anyway, those are all the palettes in these 3 dividers. So I'll go through a couple more and then we'll do the rest in the next video. Okay, so up on my desk I have 2 organizers. So I have this one here and I have this one. We'll go through this one today and we'll do the other one in part 5 and then we'll be done. So this one here has all of my Anastasia Norvina palettes. So we'll do them in order. So this is volume 1. I think it's really weird that they don't say like which number they are on them, but anyway. This is the Anastasia Norvina volume 1. And when this first came out, this one was my favourite, but it's like my least favourite now. But anyway, it's a really pretty palette. It's got obviously like a lot of nice shades in it, like a lot of those pinks and purples and blues. A really pretty palette, and I do really love the formula of these. I think they're really nice. Next we have Anastasia Norvina volume 2. Actually, maybe this one was my favourite when it came out, but anyway, it's a really pretty palette. But to me, actually no, this one's my least favourite. I changed my mind. It just is so mixed match to me. I don't know why. Do you guys get what I mean? I feel like there's no method to it. It just looks like so many colours chucked together. Like, I feel like I can't look at this and visualise a look. It's something, I don't know, it's a weird palette to me, but it's pretty. Like, when you break down each individual shade, they are all so beautiful, but it's just laid out so weirdly to me. I feel like they could have organised it a little better. But anyway, it's still a beautiful palette nonetheless. This is probably one of my favourites. This one and number 4, but this is number 3. See, I just feel like this one is laid out a lot nicer. I feel like you can really put together a look like just looking at this, but I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but either way, this one is so beautiful. I think it's stunning. I love the oranges and the yellows and the greens. It's just such a nice palette to me, and yeah, I love it. And then we have number 4, which is stunning. I love number 4. It's such a beautiful palette. I think this one is really nice. It's obviously like a lot more neutral than the other ones. But yeah, just such a beautiful palette. I really need to use this more. I need to use all of my palettes more. Like, that's all this video does, is just show me how much makeup I have that I need to use. But yeah, such a beautiful palette. I love it. And then the last palette I have in here is from Made by Mitchell. I actually did a review on this the other day, so go check that out if you want to see how it went. But yeah, I love this palette. It's really pretty. And yeah, I did really like the way it performed. I thought it was really nice. This one is the Feet on the Ground palette. Okay, so that is part 4 done. This one's probably going to be like a little bit shorter than the other ones, but the reason I'm doing it is because I feel like part 4 and part 5 will be a little bit shorter, but if they were in the same video, they'd be too long. Does that make sense? Anyway, so yeah, thank you guys so much for watching part 4, and I'll see you guys in part 5, the final part. Thank you, bye!